Yay.
TNA Knockout SoCal Val. We're at the Impact Zone, Universal Studios Orlando. Your home base. You're familiar with this?
I'm a local girl. It's exciting.
What's it been like? Because Val, you've been here basically since they've been here, since day one. What's it been like for you and just dealing with the company and the fans and everything about this?
I've been really lucky to be on all the shows. I did one show in Nashville before they came here, and then luckily they fell right in my lap here in Orlando, and I am a local girl. I live down the street from the Impact Zone, so I'm very, very local. Yeah, I mean, I've seen all the progression from, you know, the days we were on Fox Sports Net, I think the biggest moment for me was probably the move to Spike TV. And I've kind of had a progression of my own too, because I started, I was a fan coming to the shows. I knew a couple of the wrestlers from doing, I'd been in wrestling maybe 2 or 3 years before that. And I came as a fan to every show with a resume and tapes and said, if you can use me for anything, I'm here, I'm local, I just want to contribute to the product. And I was allowed to be a production assistant by David Sahadi, then Jeremy Borash let me be a ring girl, and the rest is history, so I've been really lucky.
Val, what's this experience been like? You say you've been very lucky, but you've added so much to the company and so much to the show, and everyone appreciates you. Fans appreciate you when they see you all the time.
We have a really, really good fan base, especially here in Orlando, because they have been here for every show. If you watch old tapes, which I do very often, you'll see the exact same people. Dixie made a comment at the last Impact taping in Orlando. She said that we've seen people grow up, we've seen people have kids, we've had fans tell us they got married. It's been like a big family, and I think it's really nice that we've literally seen little kids grow up, and it's amazing. And they're so loyal. They're even after the tapings are over, they still want merchandise signed, and they still want to do the meet and greets, and they get to talk to us one-on-one, and they're so loyal, so that's nice.
Now, Val, is this a licorice thing? Am I thinking of the right thing here?
Twizzlers, yeah, there was like a phenomenon.
This is something I see. Do you get a lot of fans bringing you Twizzlers? I know sometimes you pass them out.
Almost every show, somebody will bring Twizzlers. I'm not sure when it started. I think somebody had them backstage or something, and I started throwing them out because they're kind of, they're aerodynamic. You can throw Twizzlers really well.
Without hurting anyone, right?
Without hurting anybody. It's not like, a pack of gum that's going to smack somebody in the face. So once that started to be kind of an exciting thing, fans kind of associated it with me, and they would bring Twizzlers, and it's still fun to do that while there's the DJ's playing, and we're throwing Twizzlers and having a big party, and we all know each other. A lot of the fans are the same fans, so it's kind of nice that they enjoy that.
Val, have you had anybody draw pictures of you? I know there are a lot of artists out there, and they make signs and draw pictures. What is that like when somebody, whether they're having a SoCal Val sign or they made a drawing of you?
It's
What's
amazing.
that like with fans?
It's really cool because I have had SoCal Val signs, and there was a Princess of Pro Wrestling sign that got a lot of TV time actually, and I think that's really nice because I know how long it takes to make posters and how time consuming it is, because I was a fan and I was making posters for people like Jeff Hardy that I took forever putting the glitter on, and I loved wrestling that much that I thought that was fun and to show my appreciation, so I know what it means to them to do that. So also being a big fan of art, I've been blessed with a few paintings and kind of comic book drawings and different styles of art. There's actually a huge painting. I have it in my house, but it's of myself, so I don't really put it up because I don't want people to walk in and go, wow, you really love yourself. But there's a girl, I think her name is Lindsay. She did a few of us oil painting portraits of us, and it's just, you can tell how meticulous everything was. It was just it was really good, and it must have taken her a really long time, so I was really touched that she did that for us.
Val, you'd also be good to talk about this because you interact with the fans so much.
I do.
Getting them ready before the show and during the show. Why is that important? Why is that? I know that that's you. I understand that. But too, why is that so important to just cater to the fans? Not just you, but all the talent caters to the fans.
We do, and that's really something that I think we pride ourselves on, is being that fan-friendly. And again, going back to me being a fan, that's why it makes a lot of sense for me, and it's so easy for me to do it, and I understand it better because I was a fan. For example, I remember trying to get autographs, and the way that certain people acted or reacted, and the way they were friendly and took the time out, I'll never forget that. So I hope that when I meet fans, they will never walk away and say, wow, I wish she was friendlier, or she didn't seem bothered. I would never want to be like that with fans because I was a fan. I know how that feels. So I think with Dixie and all the people that are in TNA, they really understand what it's like to be a fan, because we all are, and we all love wrestling so much that we know how important it is to take that extra 5 minutes to not just slap someone's hand, but shake their hand and talk to them. And Dixie's really, really good about that as well. She's been told that so many times that, you know, that's what they take away from the show, is that she comes out in the crowd before the show, meets everybody, has pictures done, and the wrestlers, like somebody like a Kurt Angle or Hulk Hogan, those are probably two of the wrestlers I would say that are, and Jeff Hardy, I'll say three. They're so humble and so great with the fans, and it's funny because somebody of that fame, that famous and that big of a deal in wrestling, you would think that maybe they'd get tired of it, but I mean they're absolute pros, and they're so genuine to each and every fan that I think that's why they have such lasting power.
Lasting.
Yes.
Last question for you. So that's a good segue. So you said lasting power. Do you have a highlight, favorite moments, humorous moment, anything come to mind of when you think of TNA Impact Wrestling and Universal Studios, the Impact Zone?
I'm going to give you two. I think my favorite moment for the company was probably the move to Spike TV. I remember the feeling of it being such a big deal, and it felt more exciting, it felt more mainstream, and I remember thinking that, okay, this is really, you know, the next step, and it's been so on fire from there. So I think the Spike TV move was probably my favorite moment as far as the company is concerned. Personally, though, I would say my involvement with Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and being proposed to in the Impact Wrestling ring right here in Orlando, that I'll never forget, and crying and all that. And then, you know, I had the wedding. Didn't exactly go well, but we didn't have to pay the caterer, so that was good. But yeah, I think my wedding and having my love life splashed about on national television in this Impact Zone primarily is probably my personal.
Oh, that was great for you. You're mixing both your personal and your love for the wrestling business and all into
wrestling
one.
Love. I love wrestling, and there was some love going on in the wrestling ring. So.
Oh, that's great. SoCal Val, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yay.